Well, that was my first time seeing that through, just like yourself. And as I said the other day,
Bloody brilliant.
that alarm clock is loud, mind, isn't it?
Well, that was great. That's my first comment to bring up or thing to chat about. How damn good that intro was. Well done.
Ash is in the chat, I think, so he's going to
Oh,
be having a huge ego right now seeing that.
hats off to you.
Well, yeah, welcome everyone. First episode in Open Game and Chat. A bit of a different format to what we normally do. The idea is we'll just chat about random gaming topics. People can suggest them in chat, or they can even join in through the SteamYard link, which is in the description, and get involved and just raise any topic they want. So you're our guest today, Callie, from Robot Republic, in case they can't tell by the many icons on your screen.
The branding is on point, yeah.
What do you want to kick us off with today?
Well, as we were talking about a little bit before, I want to talk about just about PlayStation VR. Or VR 2, anyway. And just VR in general, really. I mean, you guys obviously Xbox Pi Live, so I guess it's mostly Xbox. But do you have a PlayStation 5?
I don't yet. I've made it one of my resolutions to get one next year.
Yeah, like I've got one in my house, so I've got access anyway. But like that, the VR set, like I don't really care for the controller having haptics in because it doesn't really feel too immersive to me when I'm playing a game. It doesn't matter. But I think in a VR situation, having haptics in your little handheld devices, like I could see some pretty interesting stuff going with that.
Yeah, especially the resistance. Like,
are you just picturing the bow pull, really? Isn't it? That's kind of.
Well, I was going somewhere different because I've seen a lot of the VR porn videos already. The memes. Imagine you grabbing a boob, like you get that resistance. You know, I think that's where it's going to be used myself. But
keeping it classy is always there.
Yeah, I suppose a bow and arrow is a good idea.
Yeah. Second choice. But yeah, no, I think that's like it's genuinely a really good looking VR set. Like I've not like compared enough of them to really know if it is meant to be a height standard one, but it looks good.
Yeah, the specs they've released look really good. It's like
OLED
a 4K screen over each eye as well, isn't it? So,
and the only thing for me though, like I say, while there is a PlayStation I have access to, I wouldn't really want to buy a VR headset if I can't plug into my PC.
Yeah, I don't get why they went wireless either. Because they got that it's Wi-Fi 6 they have in the PS5, don't they? There's enough bandwidth to actually do it wirelessly. So I'm guessing it would cost more.
Probably, but I don't know. I mean, I've not really played with them myself. I don't imagine I'm going to be standing up doing the whole Ready Player One thing anyway. Like my ideal VR headset is just being sat down with a controller. So I'm not too worried about a wire, but yeah, it'd be good if I just wanted to be able to plug it into a PC so I can play games from Steam, which will be infinitely cheaper then.
Yeah. And yeah, you probably there's a lot of free ones, aren't there? Like that bar fight and stuff like that, where you can just piss about with them.
That looks so good. I think as well the mods for like Red Dead Redemption, that's where it'd be really at. Just be a cowboy.
Well, I was saying just before we started that Oculus 2, I think it's the Oculus 2, has really taken off. Like I know a lot of people on my timeline have been getting it. A couple of my brothers, and they got it for their kids and stuff, and they seem to be loving it. VR, just I don't know what happened leading up to Christmas, where nobody could get PS5s and Xboxes, and everyone just thought, I got to get the kids something.
Yeah.
And then there's like this reasonably priced VR headset, so everyone just jumped on board. But it seems to have exploded the last few months.
Hopefully I'll get one myself. I also like the idea of convincing our kind of Riku from Robot Republic to play some horror games in it, because I just know he's going to shit his pants.
I had a Samsung Gear. I used to have one of them before, like the headsets with the little remotes you had, and it would track your head movements. I played some horror games on that, and man, they're terrifying. I can't do horror. I can't do horror games anyway, but when you're playing in VR, it's just another level.
Yeah, when I'm going to make someone else play it, it's because I won't play it. Like, he may shit himself, but I wouldn't even go near the damn thing.
Yeah.
Especially when the one that's always shown is like Resident Evil Biohazard. That game's horrifying enough as it is. Like,
yeah, I haven't played that yet. That and Village, I'm still.
I started playing Village the other day. It's all right. It's not nothing special. I thought I'd like make the most of this, having the PS5 about, and I was like looking forward, thinking, okay, I'll try some of this controller stuff. And I'll be honest, it's no real different on that game. I'm sure it is on other ones and stuff. So
I hear Astrobot and Returnal are the best for the extra controller inputs. The first story, so
I'm gonna give that a go. Astro Bot. That seems like something I can knock out in a few hours as well.
Oh, there we are. Ash had one. Just saw Marvelous Quest 2. It's good, but it's limited and isn't the nicest quality. Cool, but not ideal for people who wear specs.
No, no. Is there a better one you can suggest? Like for around the same price?
I'll have to see what he says.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, luckily I don't wear glasses, so it's not a consideration for me. I think I'm good to go. And Fimber as well has got something else we can move on to. Hyped for Ubi games on Xbox.
Yeah. I mean, it's not. Sorry if you want to go, but like, it's not all going to be on Game Pass or anything at the moment, anyway.
No,
which is fine.
I think it may. I think a lot of people are expecting it to go like EA Play, where it'll come on. It'll be a separate subscription, and over time it'll be. Oh yeah, by the way, Ultimate is going up, but you get Ubisoft chucked in for good measure.
I think I own most of the Ubisoft games I want to play at the moment, but if it did include all the kind of new ones and it was a slightly higher price tier, I'd definitely play it.
I've really gone off them. Like, I don't want to buy Ubisoft games, like when The Division and Division 2 and stuff. But then when they went on like free weekends or they came on, I was like, when my mates were playing them and saying, "Oh, just jump in, give it a go." I actually quite enjoy them. It's just something about Ubisoft games. I think they're just so grindy and filled with fluff that I just don't want to buy them. I prefer to buy a shorter game.
Yeah, I'm playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla now. I got that one when I first got the kind of new Xbox. I've just abandoned it for so many months because it is just like a monumental thing to look at and be like, okay, this is another 50 hours I need to throw into this before I'm actually going to get to an end of it. But yeah, I'm back on it now. It's just good. It's good. I do enjoy Ubisoft games. Like, I'll take the piss out of the fact they are just, like a map full of targets you have to go between one and another, but I fucking love it. I can't seem to stop myself. But yeah, they can be a bit of a slog.
It's I think one of the things I like about the idea of Ubisoft Plus is that all DLC and season passes are included, aren't they? Which makes it.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, well, that's what I read. If I'm wrong, I'm sure some PC player will tell me in chat, but it says it includes the top tier one includes like season passes and everything like that, which then makes me think actually it's quite a good deal for what you're getting. Otherwise, 1 or 2 games a year maybe I'd play on there.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, is it all Fibber's in the chat there, touting for it? So is it all their games that they release? I take it. Go to Ubisoft Plus.
Day and date, yeah, a bit like how Game Pass works.
Okay.
I think it's £13 a month, if my memory is
quite
right.
a lot when there's not that many games like per kind of year from them.
Yeah,
I suppose it's cheaper than buying them all if you bought them day and date.
Yeah.
But typically Ubisoft games, you wait 2 months and it's about half the price. So.
Yeah. If you buy them at release and you're buying more than 2 games a year, then you're saving money otherwise. Yeah. And I suppose that's why they might chuck in DLC and battle passes to make it more of a sweet deal. Although that Hyperscape game is still one of the worst games I've ever played, and that's a Ubisoft one. I really wanted to like that game as well.
Which is Hyperscape?
It was Ubisoft's attempt at a battle royale.
Right, okay.
And it looked really cool. And then you play it, and it's really not. It's like a futuristic setting, and if you don't know what it is, that's probably best. Just save yourself.
You can't Google it then.
Yeah, save yourself the pain. Don't get involved in it.
Joe, with that kind of battle royale, it just reminded me of it's on EA Play, the Knockout City.
Yeah, it's good there.
It is good, but I just don't feel like it's kind of hit its potential like it should have.
No.
Like, that looks like a kind of. I wrote a little piece on it about, like, will this be the next kind of Fortnite
Rocket League
kind
or
of
something?
Thing? Yeah, because it seemed like it had it all there. I mean, it's good now. It's kind of where it is free to play, but for a long while, it wasn't, and it isn't. But it's on EA Play. Sorry, that's what I mean by it's free. But yeah, like I had high hopes for that game. I was hoping to finally stop having to, see Fortnite show up and just see people Rocket League in. It's more wholesome. Battle Royale, not Battle Royale. Sorry, like an actual what's it called, like arena
objective-based game. Yeah.
Yeah, because like my little nephew, he loves the battle royales and all that kind of stuff. And so then when it's things like Halo, where you die and respawn and come back, he's never had that. So I was hoping this would be that kind of game to knock Fortnite off his posts.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed Knockout City. I played quite a few games on it. it's just, I don't know. I think it just needed a few more game modes. It's just a bit of a refresh. I know they've got an event on at the moment called like Alien Takeover or something, so I might jump in and check that out and
Is
see.
this Fortnite?
No, Knockouts.
Oh, okay.
So,
Knockout City, yeah.
it's got an Alien Takeover event. So I wonder if that's changed it up. So Fortnite I quite like, but what I want on Fortnite is a battle royale with no building, because I really
Right, yeah.
I like the third person and the shooter mechanics and stuff. I'm quite good at that. When it comes to building, I am absolutely awful. So yeah, I'd really like a mode. And they've also, my daughter, bless her, she's not very good at games at the moment. She's still getting used to two thumbsticks moving around and all that stuff. She spent some of her birthday money last year on the Master Chief outfit, and when it came out, she's obviously into Halo because I'm her dad. Um, and they had that mode where it was like the island, and you could walk around, and everyone was doing emotes, and they had the Christmas thing going, and there was people reading books, and like it was just really cool. And then they had the Travis Scott concert and all that stuff on that big island. They've removed that now, so that mode's gone. You can only do build with a couple of mates, or you enter the battle royale game. There's no just walk around or casual or piss about mode anymore.
I don't really know. Like I played it like the day it came out, and then never really touched it again since. Just I couldn't really get any friends who were kind of into it. So what is up with this? Like they actually have concerts in it, but you presumably can't kill each other during it. Yeah.
No, you can't kill each other during it.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
it's strange how that game's like evolved into its own metaverse kind of thing, isn't it?
It did, yeah. That's what it was, going to this weird thing where they had like races set up. So you could get into speedboats and race on water, and then there was trucks, there was shooting ranges, but most of the islands you couldn't have guns. And then there was like a shopping center street where everyone would congregate and just dance and spray paint, and it was really cool. And they've removed that from the game with no prior warning. It was just an update, and it's gone. And I know, like, whenever you went into that area, it was packed. There was so many people in that area all the time. So I don't know whether it was a bit too popular, maybe, because I know they started filling out some of the main games with bots, so just to force people back into actually, playing the game.
Sense.
But if they're giving you money, then what's the, why not?
Well, I suppose I was saying, were they giving them money? But like, yeah, it's all if you're in a shopping mall, presumably that's so you can buy some skins.
Yeah. I love, one thing I do like about Fortnite, I know that's one of the things that people hate, it's mad when you drop into a game and it's just how many different characters from different universes. It is like Ready Player One, just as everybody who's anybody is there. And it's just, yeah, insane.
I think I could get more on board with it just being like a building simulator than a battle royale. Like I'm not good enough now to not just get slaughtered by like 13-year-olds. So
well, that's what the game was originally, wasn't it? It was a survival game. Like, it wasn't an online battle royale. It was you built shelters, survived against like hordes, and then you had so long between the next wave.
Well, that's why I said I played on day one. I was trying to convince my friends because it looked really cool. It was like, okay, this is a game you get to build your own base and then defend against like a kind of zombie-esque things.
Yeah.
But then the free version instead took over.
Yeah.
I should have got on it at the time. I could have been like a, YouTube pro or something by now.
Be the next ninja.
Yeah.
But you could have been the ninja. They're saying in chat about PUBG is a fun battle royale with no building. I've played quite a bit of PUBG. I've got a few chicken dinners. I like PUBG. But it's not the same game as Fortnite, unfortunately. It's a bit different.
I played PUBG on an old PC and it did not run at a very good rate. I played a couple of rounds and we did all right. The first time I played it, we didn't win, but we came like sort of second. We were right up there. But for me, it was just always that, like, you play a game and it takes an hour or half an hour and you die once and you're out. Like, this is why I missed Halo multiplayer, where you die, you respawn, you come back for vengeance.
Yeah. I played PUBG when it came out on the OG Xbox. I had a 1X, and one of my mates who I used to play a lot with had the base Xbox One, the big VCR thing. And he dropped a few times. We'd drop into the map and everything would be loaded for me, but for him it would just be like an unplayable mess of polygons and textures not loaded. And when it first launched, and I remember we went into one of the buildings someone started shooting us, so he hid in a corner, and then it spawned in the kitchen cabinet. So he was stuck there with just his head poking out the top, and he couldn't move for the rest of the game. And then when people shot at him, they couldn't shoot him because you could see him, but he was inside the cabinet. So you just had to sit there and wait for the circle to come and kill him. And couldn't
Would
do
have been good luck
anything
if
for the
it
rest
like
of the game.
circled around just around where he is in the cabinet.
Oh yeah, that would have been great.
Then
Unfortunately,
again, if
not,
there was
though.
one other person or something and they couldn't shoot each other, it would just be stuck forever, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some good battle royale games out there. They just need a bit more. I really enjoyed that Magic one. I can't remember the name of it now. Spellbreaker, is it called? Along those lines.
No, I
It was
don't know.
quite a fun one. You had magic instead of guns, and you could choose
Yeah.
what magic you want, like ice or fire, or you could freeze people and what have you. Yeah, it was great.
There's
We've
one I
actually-
saw which was like a kind of like samurai version, but I don't know what happens with that. That looked quite cool because it was melee combat instead. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just I don't want to restart a new game every time I die because I will die. I'm not good enough to survive for too long in a game.
Yeah. Well, we've actually got someone who's joined in chat. We have Missing. I'm just going to message to. If you want to message me in the private chat, Missing, when you're ready to go, I'll bring you on board. I don't want to drop somebody in and they're still setting everything up.
Is Realm Royale the one I'm talking about, Ash? There.
Realm Royale. No, it's called like Spellbreaker or something along those lines, I believe. Great game. That's it, Spellbreak Fimbanos. Yeah, that's it. I really enjoyed that game. It's just, yeah. I don't know why I stopped playing it. I remember they removed the option to separate PC and Xbox players, and I started getting my ass kicked and no longer winning games. So yeah.
Actually, that's one thing on PUBG. Actually, I was gonna say, like, if you turned your graphical settings down, so it would render less grass and such, you could see people who are thinking they're hiding.
Yeah.
But it was very unsportsmanlike.
Yep. Missing, I hope you're ready. I'm going to bring you across now. Here we go. And we should be able to hear Missing now.
Should you?
Missing, no. Hello.
Hi.
How are you? You good?
Yeah, just a little under the weather, but I'm all right.
Excellent. Well, I know I messaged earlier about, you could jump in if you wanted to, as the same with anyone else who's watching. For people who don't know, Missing is very big on Twitter. With in terms of engaging with people and creators and myself and Sensei, etc., and just avoiding console warring and baiting, which is good because you got to have a PS5 and a Series X now, don't you? Or Series S, sorry.
Yeah. And a Switch, but I don't really use it.
Yeah, I want to use my Switch. I keep looking at the nice pastel colored like Switch Lite, thinking I should pick up one for myself rather than the sort of shared one. But being how little I've ever used the Switch, just makes it would be pointless. I'm still gonna do it.
Yeah, I've been thinking about getting one too for when I go to work, but my it's just sitting here taking dust. I don't know what to do with this thing. And they're like, "Well, sell it." I'm like, "Yeah, but when family comes over, that's when I use it."
Yeah,
that's party games. That's really all. That's all I use it for.
I bought Hyrule Warriors for Switch the other day, just on a sort of face pay one. I've still not played it. Like my Switch is
I tried the
right
demo,
here.
but I mean the frame rate was so low, my eyes caught fire, and I was like, I don't got extinguishers for this kind of thing. I can't be messing with this.
That's disappointing.
I saw a tweet the other day saying Nintendo's the only one who can get away with releasing sub 60 FPS games.
Pretty much.
Nobody calls them out on it at all. They're just like, oh yeah, it's excellent. Drops to 20.
Well, remember I kind of called them out on Twitter. I said that the Vita was still better than the Switch, and got like one death threat and a bunch of people disagreeing with me. And I'm like, listen, I'm sorry, it's just my opinion. I prefer the Vita. At least the Vita knows what it wants to be.
My main problem with the Switch is just how ridiculously uncomfortable it is to play on.
Exactly. I can't.
Like, they did not design that with ergonomics.
Pro. Yeah. No, I think the Vita is much more comfortable.
No, I want to get the side attachments for the Switch, but again, it's like, do I want to spend money on something I just know I'm never gonna touch?
And I did. I bought the Hori Switch Pad Pro, and it just made it even larger. And I'm like, the whole purpose of getting a Switch was so that I could take it to work, and it's become nearly, unportable at this point because I want more comfortable Joy-Cons.
Mm.
So it's kind of redundant.
I think I'd play more if we like. I was really hoping they'd kind of announce some sort of Game Pass crossover things of like I do try and cloud game on my phone with some of the Game Pass bits, but it would be good to have a dedicated console. I guess that's where Steam Deck would be pretty amazing for it.
That's what I would do. I would go with Steam Deck.
That Steam Deck looks really interesting. Like, I haven't got a handheld console. The most I do is sometimes I take my controller and my phone to a different room in the house and I just play on xCloud. But yeah, if I was going to guess something to dedicate, I think that would be the next step for you. One of those. When are they out now? Are they?
They're out already. They're in the wild, I believe.
No way.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I would like one. They're just really expensive, and it's mostly just so I could get through my Steam library. I've got a nice gaming laptop, but sitting here at my desk after work and gaming more just doesn't appeal enough to me. So
I like my experience on PC. Like, I have a gaming laptop as well, but it tends to be a headache when there's either an update or you find out a game's not optimized for PC and you're just like, oh, damn it, now I'll just get it on console now.
I jumped off PC gaming a long time ago. I used to love playing like management games and like strategy games, to the point where recently, going back a couple of months, I've managed to re-download and finally get it working the movies, the Lionhead game where you run your own Hollywood studio. I think it was out in the early 2000s, and it's just a game I've always obsessed with and just thought it was perfect and needs a couple of tweaks, and that would have been like one of my favorite games of all time. I could never get it to work, and a couple of months ago I downloaded it and it's just worked. I haven't done anything different to what I've ever done. And whoever made that work, I thank you 1,000,000%. That's got me back on my actually on my laptop and gaming. I say gaming, I'm literally managing a movie studio like The Sims, but I'm making films with them. So it's such a good game.
Use PC gaming mostly to mess around, which is like, I'll buy the game on console, play it for real, how it's meant to be played. Then I'll buy it on Steam sale, and then just mod the ever living out of it and break it. And like and I'm like, okay, I realize that's all I use PC gaming for. It's just to goof around.
Yeah, I'd like to get back into it one day, but I'll get it. I'll end up playing a few RTS games and then getting frustrated everyone's better than me and not going back to it. So
I picked up Disco Elysium the other day when it was on Steam sale, so I've kind of got an excuse or forced excuse to kind of use my PC a little bit for it. 'Cause that game's like, I'm only about maybe 10 minutes into it or 20 minutes into it, and it's already quite funny, and I understand the kind of hype behind it already.
Yeah, I've started playing a game called Dark Rain 2 or Heavy Rain 2, I believe it is.
Heavy Rain, yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah. It's actually really fun. Yeah, a lot harder. I put it on easy just to check out what it was about, and it turns out it's a lot harder than I was expecting. So yeah, I think it's like a roguelike which I didn't know at the time. I thought I can quickly have a blast, turn her off, and come back to it. And if you turn her off, that should run over. So yeah, that was a bit of a pain. I was like, oh, I did wicked. I did my first boss, and then I turned it off and come back, and it's like start new game. I was like, oh, you bastards. Yeah. I'm still getting used to these roguelikes and those type of genres. I'm just slowly getting myself into it and learning the hard way that, yeah, it doesn't care about your schedule.
Yeah.
You have to invest time.
That's what I want from like, games, a requirement.
Yeah, it is. It's difficult. And like, I know I bought Hades. Like, I'm not into those types of games either, but Hades was the one that got me a little into it. Bought it for the Switch after trying it on Game Pass, and I'm going to work and I'm still playing it. And I have kids asking, "What are you playing?" I'm like, Hades. I can't stop. I can't put it down. I can't put it down.
Yeah, I went through a period of being obsessed with that game. And my brother as well, who I would say plays more casual games. I think he put about 3 or 4 days worth of playtime when I compare with him into the game. So it's just so addictive.
It is. And the weird thing is, like, no matter how many times I die, it's like what can a masochist do? Just hit
Yeah.
continue. Like, I just can't help it. It's like right now I've been working on Demon Souls. I do not play Souls games like at all. I bought Bloodborne, played it for a while, didn't like it. Don't kill me, but I didn't like it. And now I'm trying Demon Souls, and for some reason I can't put it down. And I'm not into these types of games. I
Yeah.
don't know what it is, but I can't put it down. And they're like, just stop playing it. Why are you getting so frustrated? It's like, I don't know. Okay, I'm a masochist and I don't know. I just keep trying.
So are you struggling with Demon Souls?
What was that?
Are you struggling with Demon Souls? Like, is it kicking your ass or?
I mean, like, I want to say kinda, because it's not like I can't get through anything. I think I've killed at least 5 or 6 demons by now.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
So I'm thinking of playing it soon. Like, we've got Riku does like kind of streams and such. He's played it before, and I'm gonna have him guide me through it. Is the kind of what we're thinking of doing. So I hate games where I die more than once. That's generally if I die twice on the same thing, I'm probably not gonna play that game anymore. So it'll be an experience to try. I started Demon Souls. I did get past the first boss, and I didn't kind of get just my ass kicked like repeatedly and quit. I just kind of got a bit stressed and frustrated at the idea and that it was going to be hard, so I never went back to it. So, but Demon's Souls is just so pretty that I think I'll kind of have a better chance of sitting through it.
From my understanding, it's the easiest one.
Yeah,
that's
also another consideration.
Well, I tried Mortal Shell when they put that on thing, and my problem with these Souls games is not that they're hard, because that's fine. It's just they're so slow and clunky that when you make a mistake, you've made it, and the guy's going to hit you in about 3 or 4 seconds and ruin you, and there's nothing you can do about it. At least with like Ninja Gaiden was a very hard game, but it was fast and it was fun to play. What I find with these Souls games is they're just they make their reputation off being deliberately slow and clunky and punishing you, and it's just make it a bit more fun. You can keep it hard. Ninja Gaiden, I used to get my ass kicked to beat that guy in the dojo on the first level when I was got my OG Xbox. It must have took me about 50, 60 attempts because I'd never played a game like that before. I had no idea what I was doing, and then you have to figure out patterns, and there was some fun to that. With these more recent Soul games, I just can't get on with them.
I think that's definitely Souls. Just there, because the people I know have played them and love them, and like are kind of addicted. But I don't know, is that like a kind of gambling problem? They spend so much time on it, they've got through it. It's giving them that release of endorphins when they finally kill a boss, and now they're addicted to Soulborne games.
Well, that's how like you said, like how it's too slow, and so that's a learning curve that I had to go through as well. It's like, you're so used to just going in, slashing and just button mashing, and then once I realized, I was like, oh, I need to take a step back and learn when they're swinging and just take it more easy, and that's when I started going through it quicker. I was like, okay, I get this now.
There's something about my brain that just doesn't want to do that. He still wants to run in and just hack people up.
So, well, you've described there as a need for patience, which is just something I don't have.
Yeah, right. But I don't know. There's something rewarding about it too when you actually learn it. It's like I don't know. I can't put it down now.
Yeah, it's not that I don't mind dying in games. Like I've got to the last level in Super Meat Boy and never completed it. I must have died in total about 2,000-3,000 times trying to complete that game because I just loved it, and I'm still tempted to go back and start it again and try complete it now. But yeah, it's just I don't know. I'm useless at them as well.
Celeste is like that as well.
Celeste has this brilliant ability to let you cheat.
Yeah,
that's how I got through that game. I didn't start by cheating. I just got to a point where I'm like, okay, I'm not having fun anymore. This is just killing me. So dropped it down. So I was like invincible basically, and kind of just went through the levels, enjoyed the story, enjoyed jumping.
Yeah, for some reason I have this punishing mindset where I really want to drop the difficulty down so I could finish it, and I just can't. I don't know what it is. It's like something about me that wants to challenge myself. I just can't do it. It's like, no, don't do it.
I definitely think patience is something, because I know I don't have that much of it, and I do think that maybe learn, like, if I play this Demon Souls, it might teach me patience and improve me as a person, like in the real world. So I'll get some patience from it, but yeah, I'll give it a go.
I think what we were about earlier with Hades, I think the trick Hades has is it makes you think you're going to do better the next time. Like some games you die and you're like, that's bullshit. Like, I shouldn't have died. But with Hades, you're like, oh, I didn't do this. If I do that next time, I'll get it. Kind of, it was your fault, but you're going to do better next time. Even though sometimes you don't, you make yourself believe, oh, one more go and I'll do better. And one more go, I'll do this differently.
That's how I feel with Demon Souls.
It's crazy. That's when they get you hooked, and you end up just going back. How long is Demon Souls? So how many hours roughly would it take to get through?
Well, I'm a noob at it. I'm already put 13 hours into it, so I don't know. I have no idea.
So I feel like Demon Souls is that game that's probably got like 10 hours worth of content, but for an average player, it's probably like 30 hours if they start.
Yeah.
At my rate, I wouldn't doubt if I hit like 50 hours and still not done.
Yeah, it's going to be a hell of a slog, but that's what I say. If I do play, I'm going to have Riku there watching me, telling me where to go at least, so I don't have to think about that. I think also it's got skill trees in it, isn't it? Or like upgrade things.
If I understand it correctly, you can like upgrade levels. Like you choose like what abilities you want to upgrade, like your magic or something like that. But no skill tree, at least not that I know. If there's a skill tree, I'm gonna feel so stupid. I didn't know. There's so much stuff I didn't realize the first time. Like I'm on my second character because I was like, you know what? Let me try a different class. I didn't really understand what I was doing. I started looking up some guides. I don't want nobody to tell me how to beat it. Just guide me through it. Like, what am I doing wrong? What am
you
I
ain't gonna
missing?
get told how to beat it. They're just gonna say get good. Like that's
no.
no,
yeah, no. But I'm talking about like like YouTube guides and stuff. Like, tell me like how do I build a character? How do I build a class? I didn't realize. I didn't understand it. I was just like picking anything and
pick
not
the one with the
realizing
coolest look, and then like realize you picked the hardest
exactly
kind of model.
I was like. Yeah, I was like, oh, this looks cool. I'll just pick this, and not knowing that it impacts the entire game.
Yeah.
So I had to restart. But yeah.
So Fimbers mentioned something in the chat. He said, I saw Rare tweeting again. I've asked them to remake games. So something I wanted to ask both of you was, if there was one game from any studio you could have remade, and remade or remastered, whatever you're into, what game would it be?
I've got a really a really old one that I want to have a full rebuild up from the ground because of you could remake it now probably in like a web browser in about 5 minutes. It's an old Atari game I played called Xenophobe, where you were shooting aliens on a spaceship, and they kind of looked like the alien, but then they would roll into a ball and fly at you. Anyway, I need to look up this thing. So it was just a creepy, amazing kind of alien knockoff game for a console in the 80s. And I would love to see a full rebuild of like that entire franchise.
For me, and my dream is halfway coming true on what I would like to see truly remade, is Resident Evil 2. Not a remake, not what we have now. I'm talking about like a 1-to-1 recreation with modern graphics, Resident Evil 2.
Wait, don't we literally have that? Or do you mean like done like the old style?
Yes, old style with the old story. They changed the story. It's not the same as the original. I want it exactly the same, but with
isometric cameras and everything.
So like everything. They did with with Resident Evil 1, the remaster for that kind
basically,
of thing.
Yes, like that. That's what I want, but for Resident Evil 2.
I don't see why they don't do that. Everyone loves, everyone's happy to buy the big 3D one, and I think it looks great. But there's still a huge audience who would want to play the, like yourself, would want to play the kind of how it was originally with fixed camera angles and just replay that game, but done up so it's not looking like trash. So they could be printing money pretty much by just knocking that one out.
I always said that they should have 2 teams. because right now that whole fan base is so divided because I just don't like the new Resident Evils. I just don't. I
Yeah.
much prefer the older stuff, and they really should have two teams, one for the new fans and one for the old fans, remaking those old ones, make them look nice and pretty. They botched Resident Evil 3, they skipped Code Veronica. I mean, I don't know. It's like Capcom don't like money. I want to give them money, but they don't want to give me game. I'm like, I don't like Resident Evil 7. I don't like Resident Evil 8. I mean, I just can't. I'll go on a rant. I'll go on a rant. I just can't. I just want the classics back. Just give me the modern graphics.
Well, it's like it's not Resident Evil, but I'm trying to think of the name of it. There's one that's done in a very similar style. It came out this last year, where there's like an asylum and the person's got a nail gun. Does anyone know what I'm talking about?
Tormented Souls.
Tormented, yeah, that's kind of in that same vein. So, I mean, would you accept more new games built in the old style?
Yeah,
like
absolutely. That? I bought Tormented Souls like that. As soon as I heard it was available, I bought it.
Any good?
Didn't think twice. Yeah, it was good. I would say, it wasn't flawless, but to see that style return, to see somebody who understands real, and I mean real survival horror, not what Capcom's calling survival horror, where I have a machine gun and countless ammo and say, "Welcome to survival horror." I'm like, this ain't survival. I'm doing just fine.
So I love that in the old style of where all the camera angles were like you're being watched. Like,
yeah, and
I think that's a clever method.
Good. I love what I liked about a lot of people say, well, that was due to limitations. I mean, yeah, they did use that kind of camera due to limitations, but at the same time, it looked so good. Especially in Code Veronica, there's this one part where you're in one of these offices and just watching that camera pan as you walk, it just looks so cinematic, looks so good. And I can't believe that they just replaced that with first person. I'm like, oh yeah, just join the rest of the industry with first person.
So one thing we haven't asked you, Missing, you've joined in, and the idea is that you can bring a topic with you. Is there anything you wanted to discuss gaming wise, or any topics you wanted to bring up for everyone?
Sorry, I mean, I was thinking about that while I was at work. I was like, is there anything that I would like to talk about? I mean, I don't know. I think the only thing right now for me personally that I would like to see is I would like to see more trans characters in gaming, but nothing that's going to seem too woke.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just put in the casual. I was watching a play of what's it called, Life is Strange, the second one, and we quite liked how they deal with. There's a lot of kind of gay relationships in there, and there's just they don't make a big thing of it. It's just this is people.
Yeah.
And it was that was quite nice.
There's I understand that there's some people who get upset with. They're like, oh, we don't want this shoved in our face, and I agree. It's not like I want that either, but I'm saying just like you would treat any other person or any other character, I want to see that for trans people. And there are a couple of games that do that, and I feel like those don't get enough attention.
So is there any games in particular? Because the one I know and I really loved was Tell Me Why.
I have Tell Me Why downloaded, but I still haven't played it.
Honestly, play it. I love that game.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I'm afraid that it's gonna hit too close to home for me, so I haven't played it yet, and I'm still on the fence of deciding should I record myself playing this to get my reaction, or should I play it on my own? So I'm still debating on that.
What I'd say is the story of it has nothing to do with it's just that is a character in the game. Obviously they talk about it and such, but it's not the story's some kind of semi in the same Life is Strange kind of way, a semi paranormal-esque thing going on. Yeah. So it's not this is the game, this is about being trans. It's just that is your main character, that is what they are, and It's good. I actually really, really love that game.
Yeah, I have it downloaded and ready. I want to play it, but I know I was talking to a friend recently. He doesn't. He's very, very casual. He's too busy to be playing, but he does want to jump in on something with me. And I said, hey, we could try. I was gonna tell him, let's try this game, and you know, couch, you know, co-op it. There was another game though, a game that I believe that did a great job putting a trans character in without putting it in people's faces was Cyberpunk, and I feel like Cyberpunk didn't get the attention or the praise that it deserved.
Oh yeah, it got the attention.
It got attention, but it wasn't the right one. But yeah, I thought that was really cool that they put. Let me see if I remember her name, because there's so many that I have to remember now. Claire, that was it. Claire Russell. And I thought that was so cool that they put the only clue that you got from her being trans was that there was a little trans flag on the back of her truck, but nothing else. That was it. And if you didn't know what that symbol meant, you weren't gonna know she was trans until she tells her story at the end of her missions.
Yeah, that's kind of. I've not played the game, like, but that does sound like it's kind of handled things like that perfectly. Where it's just like, yeah, this is, you know, it's just as it is, not having to kind of like stick a flag on it, literally sticking a flag on the back of a truck immediately. But like, you know what I mean? It's not like
yeah, exactly. And I just fear, like, I know people. Look, I don't like to talk about this game, but it brings up the same issue. But The Last of Us Part 2, I think, handled it bad. I did not like the way they handled it. I was like, whether you like the game or not, I don't even want to get into that.
Yeah,
I'm just saying I don't like the way they handled that topic with that. I was just, the whole time I was just like, I was just shaking my head like, no. And now you see all these people saying, I don't want this shit in my game and everything. I'm just like, y'all did this wrong. Y'all did this wrong.
I feel bad because I got nothing to say because I haven't played any of these games. I have
I've
one
not
of
played
them.
The Last of Us 2.
installed.
I just know you're not supposed to talk about it being good or bad on the internet because you'll get
Nah,
a million angry reactions.
You're not allowed to. No, you'll be crucified if you do.
Just
like I say, it's just my personal preference. I love the first one. I love the DLC to the first one. Did not like the second one, and I leave it at that. I just didn't like it.
It's a very unpopular thing to say online, isn't it? That you dislike The Last of Us 2, you get a lot of hate for it.
Don't talk about religion, politics, or The Last of Us 2. That's how you avoid argument.
The trifecta.
It's the way to stay safe on Twitter.
But that's how I got popular on Twitter, I guess, because I kept telling the truth. I just kept telling the truth. I got tired of people lying to, like, you can tell people are lying. Like, you'll see somebody say, "Oh, I'm not interested in X, Y, or Z," and then they see all the flack that they get. Then I would see that same person say, like, a month later, "Oh wait, I like this game," and then they see them get all the praises, and I could see the people getting addicted to the likes versus, you know, your actual opinion. And I was like, I'm sorry, I won't back down. If you want to call me this or that on Twitter, go ahead. I'll just block you or mute you. I don't care. I'm not changing my opinion to satisfy the masses.
See, I've got to play this game. Like, I've not even played the first one, but I've got a friend who's writes articles and bits. He's got his own channel, Glitchcraft with a Q. He did a video on The Last of Us 2. It's spoiler heavy, but like, I just assumed I'm never going to play it, and I watched it, and it kind of convinced me it's a really great game. So yeah, like I want to play it for myself so I can actually get my own theory on if I think it's good or bad or whatnot. But yeah, he did a great video, and it's kind of talked about a lot of the kind of like visual metaphors of what's going on and all this with like water and stuff. And it's a really great video to check out. It's a glitch Q raft, so like witchcraft but glitchcrafts. But yeah, check out. And I definitely need to try and play that myself at some point. But
I think it's a
And
very
this-
Marmite game, isn't it? It seems nobody says it's okay. Everyone seems to think it's the best game ever made, or they absolutely hate it.
It's absolutely, yeah. And my thing is, what a lot of people or Twitter in general is that nobody can be okay with someone's opinion. It's like I don't like the game. If you like it, that's fine. It's not like I'm gonna stop talking to you or stop being friends with you. Whatever. Like it's okay. But no, Twitter, it's like the death penalty.
Yeah, you gotta have a very polarized like views. You're not allowed to just be okay with things.
Nah. But yeah, I think I have it pinned. So basically, I think that Celeste, because Celeste, Cyberpunk, and Tell Me Why, and Far Cry 6, I think did the best job in introducing trans characters. So
I just want to jump on something that came up in the chat ages ago. We were talking about the remasters. Someone said Viva Pinata. That doesn't need a remaster. That's already perfect. Like, can you improve upon Viva Pinata? Really?
Maybe a better frame rate.
Was it bad? I don't know. Maybe they just the frame rate boosted it with like Xbox. You know how Xbox does its thing.
I wonder. Yeah, actually, that'd be fine.
Yeah.
I have to try Viva Pinata again. I tried it and I was like, I don't get it. Like I played it for a little bit and I was like, I know people love this game to death and put hundreds of hours into it, and I'm just sitting here like, I don't get it. This is probably just not my thing.
I played it when I was in like it was like the first time I'd moved out, so I was in like a sad place in my life anyway, and played so many hours of it. So it might be trash, but at the time it hit the right spot of just like, okay, I'm going to look after my little candy animals.
Well, Muppet in chat says it's epic, and I agree. It's just such a relaxing, fun game, and I don't know why, because I hate those type of games where it's just collect this. Like I don't get on with Pokemons and stuff like that, but this is. I don't know. You got your little garden and you make it nice, and then I quite fancy a worm, and then you make more mud, and then the birds come to eat the worms. You're like, oh my god, I got birds, and then how do I change the birds? And then I want this and that, and it's so addictive.
Yeah,
it's like a Pokemon game. Instead of chucking a ball and hope you get it, you've got to put the work in and make the little habitat perfect so they turn up for it, and
that's
you just
so
lose
wholesome,
yourself.
isn't it? Rather than battling an animal and capturing it, you have to make it a nice little garden and it will come visit you.
And then there's
So
evil pinatas walk into your area to eat them, and you've got to hit them with a shovel, and they drop the sweets, and your animals eat the sweets, and it changes them. And it's fantastic.
Basically, it's a cute circle of life game.
It really is.
It's so good.
Damn, Pinata, you scary.
And they did a second, didn't they? It was Trouble in Paradise. Which is where you have
that's the one I
boxes.
actually played, to be honest. I didn't play the first one, but Trouble in Paradise, it was good.
They're great. I think I own them on digital. I might go back and play them now. You convinced me.
Yeah. It's one of those ones as well. I keep getting tempted because it's on cloud gaming as well, and it seems like the perfect kind of thing to just chill if I don't want to sit in front of my TV.
Ash says you've got to make them do the dirty to breed them to then feed them to the bigger ones.
That's cruel, but probably accurate.
It is true.
Imagine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll probably try it again one day. But I like games with a little more interaction. I'm not saying Viva Pinata is bad, guys. I hope you guys understand. That's not what I'm saying. I just say it just wasn't for me. I actually got jealous of everybody. Everybody was playing it and enjoying it, and I'm like, I'm over here playing it like, why can't I like this?
You think saying The Last of Us 2 is not good is a suicide on Twitter. You wait till you get back on later. Yeah.
I know. I mean, at one point,
Pinata fans.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not saying, like I said, it's not. I don't think it's bad or anything. I just can't get into it. I'm sorry. I wish I could get into it. It looks pretty. It looks cute, but I can't get into it.
No, there's loads I can't. There's games I can't get into that everyone raves about. So, don't feel guilty. Some people like some games. Other people, like me, I have no taste. So.
Yeah. The other one I saw in the chat that was that in television. I just wanted to big up the video you guys did of this the other day. I don't know if it was in because I had it on audio. I was just cooking whilst listening.
Ash, again, you're full of compliments for Ash. You liked his intro. Man. You're loving his amic. He's going to be unbearable on Discord this evening.
I'm just trying to work my way into it, like getting an intro made. That's what I'm doing. No, in televisions. like kind of cool. Thing is, it'd be something I'd buy and never touch. But if Intellivision want to give me one, then
Yeah, I just want to say, thanks to everyone who's turned up in chat as well. We got Boba Fett Games, Muppet, Fimba. I did see a few more as well. Dave Barton, obviously Ash, Fabio. Yeah, there's quite a few tonight. Gaming Sandbox, I think that's one of your guys, isn't it?
yeah, well, that's what I'll do with enemies. Biggest rivals out there, really. Bunch
Yeah.
of chumps, yeah. Don't know who's that. I'm sure it's Odrin. So hi, Odrin. Sorry about that.
So thanks all for your comments and for joining in. And it's a bit late now. We only got 5-10 minutes left on the show. But in future, the idea of this is anyone in the chat or anyone with Twitter. You can just join us on the panel. You don't have to have your camera on. You can just be audio if you. I know a lot of people are worried about showing their faces, but when you got faces like us three, you got to show them, haven't you? So. That's why we're here.
I didn't have to be on camera. I did my hair for nothing. I was getting on nerves. I was like, what should I wear? Should I do my hair? Oh my God.
I'm not gonna lie, I did put on makeup before this. I thought this is my first star appearance on this show of Xbox Party Live. I thought I'd do my best.
I
Speaking of makeup, how excited is everyone for the Forza nail polish sets? I think it's Forza, right? Or was it just
Forza
Xbox
and
generally?
Halo? Yeah,
Halo,
Forza and Halo.
Joke aside, if I can get one, I'm getting one. Like,
I want to get one, but I need to be more responsible. I need to stop doing this. It's just too many controllers. It's getting out of control. I don't know. I don't know what to do half the time. Just like I need to think about my future. I keep spending it all on games.
No. These are investments. Just buy more controllers.
Buy product and just enjoy next product.
I've got the Forza controller and I've not used it. It's literally just sat on the same banjo stand that Guinness got there. Like,
I'm using it for my phone.
Yeah. I've got the Forza controller. It looked too cool to not have.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing with
I don't like it, okay?
That's what I'm doing with the Halo Infinite controller. I'm not using it. Yeah, I don't want to use it because yeah, he sits there. I went and bought one of these wired power rays, which I love, so that I wouldn't wear that out because I got the Halo 5 limited edition one with the gold triggers, but it's scratched. When it started catching, I used to use it all the time, and now I wish I'd never used it. I wish I'd kept it pristine. And then that's my daughter's controller. I don't play with this blue midget. It's basically for smaller hands, bless her. So she's got her own one with Chun-Li holding it because she loves Chun-Li.
I just remember them being a big stack of the Sea of Thieves one in Tesco's and thinking, I can't really spend my money on controllers I don't need.
So nice,
and then they got and then also they got incredibly valuable just because they came with like a cosmetic you could only get through owning this controller. But so I regret not investing in that. That's what I say. Just buy all the controllers. That's all you need to spend your money on.
And plasma swords. You need some plasma swords. Yeah. And controllers, and then you need controller holders. And then I've bought this thing and I still don't have a shelf for it, so my mate's making one to go over here and he can sit up here somewhere.
They've really got us, haven't they?
So
They've really got us.
Yeah. But I didn't buy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I said to my wife after this arrived, I said, I'm not going to buy any more Halo stuff this year. I'm going to take a break. And then I literally opened my phone and there was an advert for a Halo Infinite whiskey decanter set where it's the Master Chief's helmet and 4 laser engraved whiskey glasses down half price for £70. I was like, I said I'm not getting any more.
When did you say you're not going to get any for next year? Was that like just before the end of last year or?
No, just the beginning of this year. I made a stupid mistake.
Yeah. That was terrible.
Just
say you ordered it last year, it's fine.
Well, I told you earlier, I've already got 2 t-shirts, 2 jumpers, and another t-shirt I haven't even worn yet that I've bought recently. So I need to calm down on the Halo stuff. So let's get out of control.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm like, I just got the 20th anniversary one.
Nice.
Then I got gifted this I don't know where it is right now, but I got gifted the green one, the electric green
The Volt
controller or something.
one,
Yeah,
whatever.
the Volt
Yeah,
green one.
I've got
Yeah,
that
and
bad
I'm
boy. I
just
like
like,
that one.
I got more. I have so many more. I just don't know. Like I even have like the PlayStation 20th anniversary controller and all that stuff I barely use, and it's just too much. And
This is why if this was a PlayStation centric thing, we'd be talking about games right now, not controllers. Like as the
well,
Twitter beefs go.
Yeah.
I've been bouncing back and forth. I've been playing. I don't know. I don't know what people fight about, but I've been bouncing back and forth. I was just on my Xbox playing Halo, played a little Fortnite with the family, and now I'm back on the PlayStation, get ready to play Demon Souls and probably some Ratchet and Clank. I mean, I don't know. Whatever. I like the game. I don't care too much about what box I'm doing it on.
Yeah.
Actually, I started Resident Evil 8 the other day on PlayStation. I've got to the point where I'm now anxious, so I'll probably get off of it. But now it's got me in the mood to kind of play on, a few of the games I've kind of been missing on the PlayStation side of things, because I've got it. It's right there, but I just, Game Pass means I barely get time to not do things like that. But I've got a bit of time at the moment, so yeah.
I never had a
Spider-Man.
I never had a PS4. I had a PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and PlayStation 3, and I was so disappointed with my PS3 after a few years of owning it. I kind of just skipped the whole PS4 generation. So when I get, my resolution is to try buy a PS5 next year, because you can't just say I'm buying one, because they're impossible to get hold of. So I think next year, if I manage, this year now, if I manage to get hold of one, I'm gonna start by going back and playing all the PS4 games I missed, and then working my way up to PS5. That's my plan.
If it makes you feel any better, I don't really consider it a PS5. It's more like a PS4 Pro Max. I just play mostly PS4 games on it. But it just sucks because I lost all my saves on my PS4 since Sony threw out that 9.0 update and broke my PS4, and nobody seems to care. I'm like, well, y'all know it's bricking PlayStations, right? I was like, I just bought this one and I can't get it replaced without paying for it. And I'm like, oh, okay, there goes all my saves. There goes my only copy. I actually had what was that? Silent Hills PT. I had it downloaded. I still had it on there. Gone, just gone. It's just a brick now.
That was a valuable PS4 if it had that installed on it.
And I'm mad. I'm on my state because I didn't have PlayStation Plus because I don't play online games on PlayStation. All my online gaming, I do it on Xbox. So I forgot that there's no cloud saves because on Xbox you don't need Gold or Game Pass to have cloud saves. Then it wasn't until I got the PS5 and I started playing on my PS4 games again. I was like, oh, crud. It didn't. I don't have no saves. I got to start everything all over again.
Is it Death Stranding, the game where you have to go into the game on PS4 and physically deliver your save to a certain point to then pick it up on your PS5?
Is that a real thing?
Yeah, it's quite a cool. You
got
to download the patches.
That's inconvenient as hell, but also very cool.
Yeah, so you got to download the patches and the software on PS to update the PS4 version, and you've got to carry your save as if it's a cargo to a certain point, and then we'll go on your PS5 version and then download the save by going to that certain point. And it's a pretty cool idea, but yeah, if you're just wanting to jump straight in and pick up where you were, I imagine that's very annoying.
You have to start everything all over again.
I just wouldn't bother. Like I started playing Watchdog Legions, and they had a messed up thing with the saves. I must have put like 4 hours into it or something, and then it didn't. Yeah, it hadn't saved. I've been relying on Quick Resume, hadn't gone online one, and I've not gone back because I refused to put another 4 hours to get to the same place. So
quick resume is another thing PlayStation needs. I don't care what any fanboy says. It needs a quick resume because the app switcher is not the same. It's not. I don't care what anybody tries to say. It needs it.
Yeah, quick resume is one of the best features of this gen. I haven't had my Series X. Like I play so many more games now because I'm not sat waiting for games to load. I'm immediately back to where I was. Like Red Dead Redemption 2 on my base Xbox One used to take minutes and minutes and minutes to load. I'd be like, I'll have a quick 5 minutes, and there'd be an update, and then it would load. And by the time my wife was like, "Oh, come on, you coming up to bed?" I'd be like, "Yeah, I've been on here for 4 minutes." Like, we spent the rest of the time trying to get the thing to work,
So
and
I'm
then
gonna
you
have
come
to
back the next
remember.
day.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, you come back the next day then to have a quick 10 minutes again, and 6 minutes of that is spent loading and trying to get the game to work again. It's just
I'm gonna have to remember all this. Like I want to play through a lot of the things I missed on the PlayStation. It's like God of War with the new one coming out. I want to get through the old ones. I've heard it's really good. But yeah, I'm gonna have to remember not to just turn it off without saving or whatever, or jump between other games.
Boba Fett and Fimber have said Boba Fett skipped the PS3 and Fimber skipped the PS2 era. I did forget about PS and the PS2. Yeah.
I think the PS3, the PS4, that was a rough transition in my opinion because you basically lost everything you bought.
Yeah. I bought the PS3 that had all the back compat with PS1 games and stuff as well, and I spent most of my time playing Jonah Lomu Rugby on there, which is like a PS1 game from, way back with 2D sprites running around trying to tackle each other. But apart from that, I played a lot of Little Big Planet and then PlayStation Home. I really enjoyed them, but a lot of the other games on there, I had Killzone, which came with it, and it was the one we used the 6-axis controller to interact with the game, and my God, that was awful. Pretty game, just awful to play.
I hope that's the whole back compat thing. I hope that is now in stone. That's what consoles do going forward. It's like the idea of not playing games that I've got currently on a new thing, like you would if it was a PC upgrade. That kind of stresses me out nowadays. If you haven't changed from cartridge to disc, like I feel like there shouldn't be a reason why I can't play it. Like, and I know there is, but
yeah, it's weird. I think we expect it now. Now we know they're just little PCs. I think you expect your games to continue with you now, whereas before, it was so weird and different. Like you said, different formats. Nintendo, every console had a different type of cartridge or a mini CD with the GameCube and SD cards then and stuff. So
yeah, it's weird that out of the three of them, Microsoft's the one trying the hardest to preserve, all your old purchases.
Yeah.
Considering who's the one that started it? It wasn't Sony, was it? With the PS1 or PS2, it should have been something else. Nintendo with the Game Boy, a Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, you could use your old games on them. But why they stopped letting you play your old stuff is, I find weird. I mean, why wouldn't you want to? You paid for it. It seems like there's some people out there who don't care, who are willing to pay, a lot of money for games and then just chuck it out when the next generation comes around. I'm like, what are you, insane?
So as well, I don't really want to have to store all the consoles I've ever owned, just in case I get one out and plug it into the TV, figure out, which blue, green, and red cable goes into the television, like he used to, just to play an old game.
A lot of the TVs don't even have the right connections anymore for these older consoles. TVs aren't back compat. They don't care. They've moved on. All right, both. I think I said I was going to try and keep this to an hour. We've just got a little bit over, so we're going to wrap it up now. Thanks to everyone in chat who's joined, and obviously to you two as well for joining in. Missin, do you want to let people know where they can find you and a little bit about your upcoming channel that you're just started?
So I'm mostly active on Twitter at MissingNo. I'm attempting to make content on YouTube. I'm still trying to get comfortable being in front of the camera. Basically, I'm trying to
helps,
and I'm trying to be more for the audience. And as my idea, I want to include people that interact with me on Twitter to be on the channel. So I don't want it to be just about me. I want it to be about everybody, about gaming. But yeah, you could bother me on Twitter at MissingNo and just curse me out and tell me how I'm wrong and how The Last of Us 2 is the most amazing game ever.
And Viva Pinata.
It's the first tweet I'm sending as soon as we're off this. Just to yell at you.
And yourself, Callie, where can people find you?
Yeah, so if you couldn't tell, Just up in there. Yeah, find us at Robot Republic. We do all kinds of things with a video game news site, wrestling and horror and whatnot. But yeah, really jump on us at YouTube, subscribe, tickle bells, all that kind of bits, because we're trying to push a lot harder this year to get the YouTube things going. So you could just search Robot Republic, you'll find one of our little symbols on that side. And yeah, Robot Republic _ I'm one of the many legion we are at Robot Republic.
That's one thing I like about Robot Republic. It's a bit like XBL, where there's just so many members and people doing different parts and things. But there's a lot of channels are now just 2 or 3 people, and they do every show, and that's it. You know, it's kind of
Well, we kind of have a
Seems
different,
fresh.
like we have the YouTube, who, you know, there's a selection of us that are doing YouTube things. We've got a podcast network with wrestling podcasts. Have I disappeared?
your
hear me?
camera's gone.
You
Yeah,
can hear me though. Okay, you just have to hear my words, which is ideal for a podcast kind of talking. But yeah, we got the podcast network with Recharge Wrestling, the Treehouse, Into the Nerdverse, and my own gaming one, which has been gone for a little while and is coming back soon, and it hasn't got a name yet. But yeah, look out for that. I say YouTube, plenty of stuff on there, the website, and what else do we do? We do loads of crap, don't we? But yeah, drop us a follow wherever you can, please.
awesome. Well, thanks for joining us. Thanks, Boba Fett Games. Did he really like the format and looking to see more in the future? I said we want to try something different. Maybe next week, Boba Fett, you could jump in and join us, audio or camera, up to you. And Fimber, controversial at the end. I played God of War. I was never impressed by it. You'll have to
And that's
remind us.
okay.
Interesting.
Yeah,
That's
I'll have to
okay.
remind us of that one next week. But anyway, that's it for today. Thank you all for watching. And yeah,
you.
I guess I'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. all.